If you're struggling with poor egg quality, here's what might be holding you back. Maybe you've tried the supplements, you've cleaned up your diet, you've done everything right, air quotes, but your egg quality is still not improving. But maybe you've got some hidden toxins. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about environmental toxins, poor liver function, gut imbalances, and how those might be sabotaging your fertility, and what you can do to detoxify and support optimal egg health naturally. Excited for you to listen. Let's go. I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fat Fertile. For over a decade, my team and I have helped hundreds of couples improve their chances of pregnancy success, whether naturally or through IVF. We specialize in supporting those with low AMH, high FSH, diminished ovarian reserve, premature ovarian insufficiency, recurrent pregnancy loss through functional lab testing and personalized fertility strategies. Today, we're digging into why detoxification matters when you have poor egg quality. This episode is for you as if you're struggling with fertility issues and you want to support your egg quality and hormonal imbalance naturally. You've been exposed to environmental toxins, haven't we all? And wonder why or how they may be impacting your fertility. And you're looking for functional medicine nutrition approaches, including diet, supplements, and detox strategies to enhance your chances of conception. Thanks so much for listening. I'm so thankful you're here. Make sure you hit subscribe or follow. And if you know someone else who's on the fertility journey, please share this podcast with them. Okay, so we're getting into detoxification, why that's important for egg quality. Like some of us know some of these ones I'm going to be going through, but some of them you might not have heard before. So the first one is going to reduce endocrine disruptors. I think many of us have read the books and the blogs talking about kicking out the plastics, the BPA, the phthalates, the other chemicals that can mimic estrogen and interfere with hormonal imbalance. So we want to avoid the plastic bottles, anything that says BPA or there's BPAS. You want to avoid those. Always choose glass or stainless steel, and your food storage, for your water bottle, your personal care products, you want to make sure you're switching those out to non-toxic. It's not about throwing everything in the garbage. As each product expires, replace it with a non-toxic option. You can go to the environmental working group and then just look at the Skin Deep database. There's also Think Dirty as well, and you can look at your product. You want to get a score on the environmental working group Skin Deep database under 3. You're looking for clean beauty products. Even Sephora's got tons of these options. Years ago, there would be products that didn't even work. And now there's tons of products. You want to avoiding the parabens, the phthalates, the fragrances, any of that piece that can then can impair your fertility and negatively impact your endocrine system. You want to choose organic as much as possible. We can have a whole argument about, is it truly organic or what's the difference? Does it matter? But bottom line, if they're wearing protective gear to spray the food, why is that good for our health? Obviously, some of this can be cost prohibitive for some people, but then also you got to look down the line how that's going to impact your health. You pay more now to prevent later. Also going through fertility treatments at $20,000 a cycle, that's a huge thing. We recommend choosing organic as much as possible. The Clean 15, you go to the environmental working group. There's the Clean 15. Those ones may not need to be organic, but there's the Dirty Dozen, the top 12 foods that are most highly kale. Strawberries have got the most pesticides on it. So you want to make sure you're always choosing for the Dirty Dozen. Actually, I'll put a link in here for that. And then you can see those ones. You always want to make sure that you choose organic, and then you want to wash the produce thoroughly with a vinegar water solution to reduce the pesticide residue. The pesticides and herbicides, glyphosate is been linked to infertility and a whole host of other health issues. I'll link some studies in this below as well, so you can check it out, but avoid it. Again, if they're in a suit with masks on spraying our food and you're wondering why many farmers are getting cancer, why is this now good for our health? And also that we had Dr. Shauna Swan on the podcast years ago talking about how male fertility has declined over the last 40 years by 50% due to the environmental toxins. So it's really important to, again, minimize your risk as much as possible. And then you want to clean up your diet, looking at anti-inflammatory foods. Chronic inflammation can harm your egg quality and reduce fertility. So you're looking at omega-rich foods such as fatty fish and flax seeds and chia seeds, turmeric, ginger. Those can help fight inflammation. You want to avoid ultra-processed foods, avoid fast food, refined sugar, trans fats. All that can contribute to inflammation and hormone imbalance. You want to focus on whole, unprocessed foods, fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, lean proteins. You want to increase your fiber intake. Fiber helps to flush out excess hormones and toxins from your system, which is going to support hormonal imbalance and detoxification. So your leafy greens, you want to aim for 13 veggies a day. Yeah, feels like a lot. It is. Because so many of us get maybe one or two. We're like, oh, I'll have broccoli and a carrot. No, you want to have leafy greens, beans, lentils. Consider some whole grains. Make sure that those are gluten-free. You want to increase your cruciferous vegetables. Make sure they're cooked. A high percentage of people we see with poor egg quality, diminished ovarian reserve, premature ovarian insufficiency, also have thyroid issues. So you want to be careful. Some of these cruciferous vegetables can be not recommended if you have thyroid. So you want to make sure they're all cooked. Broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. Those can really help detoxify estrogen and balance your hormones. So add more. My mom for years, I was saying when she goes to bed and I know I've talked about her before, been a vegan. So not to say we advocate the vegan diet because that definitely has some downsides to it. You want to have a personalized diet, but the veggie piece is good. And she will count her veggies before she goes to bed. And a lot of the time she's getting the 13. I'll look at that piece. Okay, cleanse your gut. The gut health, we've talked a lot about the gut microbiome. We do a stool test as part of our FabFertile method. We have access to testing. We ship it worldwide to most countries. If you've got an infection in there, you really need to be able to address that. And take a probiotic. That's one of our foundational supplements that we definitely recommend. So sometimes people are doing a lot of fermented foods, and those can be good. Kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt. You want to have dairy-free yogurt. Can support gut health. You need to be very careful if you've got a yeast issue. So if you've got frequent bloating, gas, digestive issues, sugar cravings, recurrent yeast infections, skin issues, toenail fungus, white coating on your tongue, maybe you do have fungal issues. We can see that in our stool testing. The thing is, you don't want to go on an anti-candida diet. That can really then put the yeast into hiding. There's a hierarchy of how we address these parasites, bacteria, fungal. And so there's supplements that we use to be able to help with that. But just be careful if you're having all this sauerkraut, doing kimchi, I'm doing kombucha, and I'm like, I don't feel good. Maybe you have a yeast overgrowth. So just be careful on that. Gut healing, consider taking out those top allergens. We have people do an elimination diet, taking out the top allergens. At a minimum, so you do that, take out the top allergens: dairy, gluten, soy, corn, peanuts, eggs, processed sugar, and alcohol. 10 days, systematically reintroduced over the course of 30 days. Take out dairy and gluten for 60 to 90 days. That reduces inflammation. We work on healing the gut in between there. Having the bone broth, having collagen. So gut healing foods can really help to reduce inflammation. Obviously, if you've got an infection in there, we need to be able to address that as well. Increasing your hydration. A lot of times we're just not drinking enough water. For years, that was me. I remember someone saying, Sarah, you're completely dehydrated. I'm like, oh, that's why I pee once a day. No, that's not a good thing. So you got to drink a lot of water to flush the toxins out of your body. You want to do half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So that's usually more than we think. Drinking enough water. Now that I drink enough water, when I don't, I feel just not good. And so making sure you are getting enough water. The environment can really impact your hormonal imbalance, your egg quality, air quality. So all the indoor air can be full of chemicals, and the cleaning products. Do not use any kind of candles with fragrance. Throw them out. Don't use air fresheners. Throw those out. Consider an air purifier. Avoid those toxic cleaning supplies. Now when I smell them, because it's been years that I've done this, and look, in the beginning, it took me forever to change this. So it's not, again, each one expires, that you throw it out, and then you get a non-toxic option. There's tons of options here now, but when I smell them, it almost makes me want to pass out, especially some of those really strong oven cleaners or shower cleaner. You're in the shower, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to faint. So natural cleaners like vinegar or baking soda, that's a little too crunchy for me. I just go grab ones in the natural cleaning aisle. Reduce your EMFs, so your electromagnetic frequency. Do not put the phone to your ear. Do not have the phone or the laptop on your reproductive organs. When I have my laptop, I use this. It's like a shield here. Defender shield. It's got some good options. Same for your male partner. Don't have him have the phone on his body near his testicles, his reproductive organs, and that can really be impacting the sperm quality, and then also for you on your reproductive organs. And you don't want to be sitting beside the Wi-Fi router all day long. I'm at my daughter's place right now, so it's not the best location that she has it, but make sure the Wi-Fi router is away from you. You don't want the phone, near make sure it's always on speaker. And even the older ones got those Wi-Fi, those wireless earphones in your ears. That's not good either. We need to be mindful of all this piece, but you want to minimize your EMF exposure as much as possible. Lots of that, there's studies that have shown that to impact fertility. And then the heavy metals, with our fab fertile method, we have access to testing. The testing we loved, also important, like we talked many times before, about the mindset piece as well, reducing the stress, working on your nervous system. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But we do food sensitivity testing, stool testing, looking at your DNA of your stool, genetic testing, different than the karyotyping that you do at the fertility clinic, so you can really personalize those diet and lifestyle. And then we'll bring in some hair tissue mineral analysis. And then we can see if your nutrient levels are low or if you have got heavy metals. And we see heavy metals such as mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium that can negatively impact fertility and egg health. And a lot of those are common sources are included in contaminated food, water, and air. Eating foods to really support your detox like cilantro, spirulina, chlorella can help remove heavy metals. Garlic and onions are also good for detoxifying the liver. So when we are looking at this, we're looking at this in a targeted way, and we're using binders because you've got to be careful about doing anything too strong. These chelation therapies, hammering out a toxin, that's not how we do it for fertility. We do things in a gentle way. So we can look at potentially activated charcoal, but we're more zeolite. So activated charcoal is used in detox regimens to absorb and eliminate toxins. You got to be very careful with it. Zeolite, we prefer that more of a mineral-based binder that can help trap and remove heavy metals. And also there's modified citrus pectin that we like. So it helps bind to the heavy metals like lead and arsenic, promoting a gentle detoxification. You've got to work with a healthcare provider. Don't be taking binders by yourself. Obviously the cilantro and the spirulina and you got to see how you feel on that. So just be very mindful about the DIY approach. Obviously, you can do a lot of diet and lifestyle changes by yourself, but to do things in a targeted manner, if you've got some heavy metals in there and nutrient deficiencies, and you're looking to take them out of your body, especially maybe you've had some mercury amalgam fillings, you go to a dentist, and then you've got to go to a biological dentist on that to be able to take those out. We just need to be very mindful of some of these generalized recommendations to be able to work with a practitioner and do this under the care of that. Liver detoxification, this can really help to eliminate toxins, including excess hormones and chemicals. So liver supporting foods are beetroot, dandelion greens, milk thistle, artichokes that can help your liver health. You can consider sauna therapy, not for long saunas, especially for guys too. You need to be very careful in that. So short stints and see if that's going to be right for you. That can help to encourage the body to sweat. You don't want to be doing long sessions of hot yoga. That can, first of all, too much on the adrenals, and maybe it's just too much and just you're removing some of those heavy metals and toxins. You consider some detox herbs such as turmeric or dandelion root that can help with liver function. You can also look at some castor oil. We like that for before the cycle. It can be good. It enhances liver detoxification. It helps process some of the toxins more efficiently. You can also pair that with some dry skin brushing, using dry skin brushing before you hop in the shower. That can be really helpful. Stress reduction. So the theme that we see across the board with diminished ovarian reserve, premature ovarian insufficiency, poor egg quality, the retrieval being canceled, the transfer not implanting is chronic stress. And those chronic stress can impair fertility, raise your cortisol levels, and disrupt your hormone balance, and then impact egg quality. So you want to bring in some mindfulness, some meditation. You can do some walking, you can do some journaling. Just pick something. This can help lower your cortisol. We use heart math. Done many podcast episodes on that. It's a very simple technique to breathe into your heart space to really help your heart rate variability. Maybe yours is bopping all along. When you're meditating, you're still up in your brain. But with the simple strategies like heart math, and I'll link something in there too, you can be able to get your body back into coherence. Do some yoga, not hot yoga, not Ashtanga yoga, not vinyasa flow yoga, more of the hatha, more of the yin yoga, more of restorative yoga, slower. It can help reduce stress, improve circulation to the ovaries, balance your hormones, adequate sleep. Sleep is the cornerstone of good health and fertility. You want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep, 9 being best, but you want to see where your sweet spot is. This is going to help support detoxification and hormone regulation, getting proper sleep. And then some supplements to consider. Again, you've got to work with a practitioner on this, because throwing a whole bunch of supplements at it. I see people taking 20, 25, like 30 supplements that they haven't even had anybody look at. They've just read it off the internet saying this is supposed to be good for egg health. Maybe you have expensive pee. Some supplements consider milk thistle. It's good for the liver supporting properties. NAC can help with liver function. It's a powerful antioxidant, improving egg quality, reducing inflammation. You consider glutathione that supports detoxification and protect eggs from oxidative damage. So those are some things to consider, but really being able to do this in a targeted manner is to look at your health history, look at your blood chemistry, look at your testing, and really make a targeted plan. So if you're ready to get pregnant this year, you want to improve pregnancy success, just send a message to hello@fabfertile.com. We'll give you some options to help and come up with a plan for you. So excited for you to start the detoxification process and start making these changes today. Take care.